before we start this evening's analysis, excuse me because I'm full of cold, one thing I forgot to mention is that I'm in a waiting mode. I'm waiting for something to happen because of all the indecision we've had. Often Martin Luther King is the catalyst for this change. Tomorrow there is a lot of news, so things to bear in mind. There's major pound news in the morning, and there's also a tentative Bank of England inflation letter that could be released at any time, which makes the pound even more tricky. Bank of Canada rate statement, tick flows for the US, and Bank of England Governor King speak. There's loads of things going on tomorrow, so the news could kick this. So if you're not a day trader and you're trading during the day, do pay particular attention to news. On to tonight's analysis. Hi, this is Mark with your analysis for Tuesday the 19th of January. Nothing's changed really from yesterday. We're still waiting for some direction. A lot of the moves today were very small, inconsequential. This is the Euro daily, and as you see, price again bounced off this weekly trend line and the 200 EMA that we have, and you can see here on the weekly, as we showed you before, how price keeps coming down, touching the 55 and moving away. Now, what I'm going to do for tomorrow, I'm going to wait. And realize if you're new that this is frustrating, but believe me, when we do find trades, we make good profit and good money, but we have to learn to be patient and wait until they arrive. Now, I said yesterday, Martin Luther King Day has, on a number of occasions in the last 6-7 years, been the catalyst to start this new movement. Now, we were looking a few weeks ago about the possibility of starting to trade off longer time frames. Excuse me. And here you can see on the euro-dollar weekly chart, we have a clear trend line that has held for some time. The 5 and the 8 may be about to turn back up. If we go down to the daily, it's all very vague. But a long-term trader would now be looking to take this trade. Certainly if not today, then after tomorrow, when we find out whether this is going to go up or down. But a long-term trader will be thinking in terms of, this is the channel. We have a potential move here of 1200 pips. So where we will be looking would be to place a stop below this 55, and perhaps even the recent low that you can see here, 42.13. We're then in the realms of the psychological level of 142, which again, if you look across, has been a important support and resistance area. So we then start to look, say, 41.90. Let's have a go on to a daily chart. I've put on here, this is the weekly 55 EMA, and you will be able to see here on this daily chart how important this EMA has been going back for the last few weeks. So ways to play this: you could be brave and try to take the trade from here, or you may wish to look for tomorrow. Let's find out what's happening. There's a meeting today and tomorrow in the Eurozone with the finance ministers about the Greek national debt and the irregularities and lots of other horror stories coming out of there. Tomorrow should give us an idea. If it's going to start going up, then we're going to look for a pullback for the possible 1200 pip move up. If it's going to break down, we want it to break below this recent area of strong support and resistance. So tomorrow, a breakdown and a close below, pullback, and away we go. Would we look for? If we're going to go long, then as I say, we wait for a bit of movement tomorrow and we see what happens. This is the euro on the 4 hour again, and once again, the upper trend line has been respected all last week, and this lower trend line today has been respected as well. So again, I said to you last night, the problem is if it goes down, it's got to start breaking through all this lot, and even possibly as low as 42.50 before we get going. Swissy, again with the Swissy. On 3 occasions recently, you can see on the weekly chart here, we could have taken a short. So another thing to consider tomorrow, if price comes back up to 1.0350 or even as far as 400, then look for reasons to short again. Why? Because the move down there is 800 pips, and it has happened before. A 700 pip move up here, a very large move back way back here, I think it was about 1,000 pips. So the potential is, the stochastics here on the weekly are pointing down. It does look bearish still. And again, we transfer that to the daily chart. If price comes back up to this area tomorrow, then look for reasons to short. This would be about approximately the day's range of 150 pips, so it's likely to stall there anyway. If not, if it breaks down, we need it to break below this recent area of support, and even through 61.8, which you can see here has held. So I say, for me, I'm sitting on the fence until we find some movement. Today, the Bollinger Band opened. I showed you Thursday that it closed and therefore stopped Friday's move. Today on the daily pound, it opened. Again, we're now back floating and flipping around the 6,300 area. Today doesn't count. Most of the big boys were away, or many of them. Today doesn't really count. Tomorrow is the important day. So we're either looking for a move up, and on here we have the weekly 55. We are currently above. Bollinger's open. If they close again tonight, we think it's going down. But look at this. Last 3 days, very small movement. Here again, the pound on the 4 hour, just to show you. Price came up today and bounced off the 61.8 on the daily move. We're above the weekly 55. There's a daily 55. There's a daily and a 4 hour 200. There's loads of stuff in the way here. Again, on the weekly, dollar yen, fortnight ago, had we taken this trade here, small stop the other side of the 55 EMA that has not been broken since August of 2008, certainly not closed above. Small stop above. So again, if price was to come up here, 93.20 area, you have to be careful because the thickness of the line itself can be a problem with this. The 93.30 area, if price gets up here, much more than a day's move, so unlikely. But if it gets up here, then we're going to consider shorts because of the weekly move. And a weekly move from this trend line again would take us 900 pips. So be patient. It is frustrating. Euro pound today broke through the 88.35, came back, touched it and down, but we only had about 50-60 pips of movement here today. Euro CAD again is sat on this double treble bottom now on a weekly. Dollar CAD is coming down to a similar double bottom again. Gold may be lining up for a triangle breakout. Theory being that the size of the breakout will be reflected in the move, either up or down. If it does, it will take the Aussie dollar with it. And again, the Aussie dollar is bouncing around and going nowhere. Look for possible shorts at 94. New Zealand dollar, I said yesterday, I'm just so bored with this that we're just bouncing around here and getting absolutely nowhere. Pound yen is in a similar sideways range. Moral of the story is wait. Just wait and see. Save your money, keep it in your pocket for another day. And we get to play and we get to live another day and let the markets come to us. Have a good day.